Just make some bottle openers. It'll be easy, they said. It weren't easy. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna do some Father's Day projects. We're making bottle openers. We're making bottle openers for car guys. I'm gonna do 3 of them. I'm gonna do a Ford one, Chevy one, and a Dodge one. We're gonna put it on the Etsy. Let's go. All right, so went out to the boneyard and got this piece of, I think it's pine. Truth be told, I bought a bunch of this wood at a yard sale. Literally loaded up half my truck with it, and I've been pulling off of it for a while. So this one is 4 feet already. So if I divide that by 3, I'm gonna do 16-inch boards. So let me cut those and then we'll move on. All right, so after I got them cut, I decided to just go ahead and distress them prior to putting on the paint. So just kind of bumping up the edges with the hammer makes sense, and I use the claw to kind of gouge a few spots. Just want to give them that rustic look. All right, then real quick, took the buzz sander on it, got rid of any splinters, fine-tuned it with a little bit of hand sandpaper, and we're good. Okay, so you can kind of see, you look at the edge there, got some little dings and dents. This is probably the worst one as far as distress before I put the paint on, but you know, I'm gonna do a patina flaky, chippy paint process as well, so most of that's gonna be hidden. What I'm gonna use is, I use this for a lot of stuff. It's the vinegar and steel wool solution. Kind of make these boards look old with this first, and then we'll get into the paint process. Okay, so now we got our 3 boards. They all look pretty much old and consistently brown, weathered, looking really good. This one has the most distress on it, but you can kind of see they're all pretty much the same. So doing 3 projects, I'm gonna do 3 different colors. I got a green, got an orange, and I got a blue. I'm not liking this blue, and this is too dark, so I'm gonna mix the 2 together, hopefully get a medium blue. Check this out. All right, so before I paint it, I'm just doing a little trick here. I go ahead and take some just some paste wax, gonna run them around the edges. That way the paint won't really stick there, and then when I go to sand it off, it will kind of peel up pretty easily. Just quick touch up with the fingers on the edges, and then we're ready to paint. All right, so I thinned out the paint with some water, you see it there, and then I just do a wash on the first coat, and then I go ahead and I sprinkle salt on the second coat, in between the first and the second coat. Then I apply the second coat real thick on top of the salt, which is an Epsom salt, so it's kind of thick, but just blotting it up and down, creating like a thick paste type finish. All right, after letting dry overnight, I just took the buzzsaw off and started sanding. You can see where the wax kind of comes up easy, and that's pretty much it. After it sanding, I went ahead and just took some more of the Make It Look Old stain and kind of toned it down a little bit. I think it turned out pretty sick. Boards are pretty much ready to go. We're gonna go ahead and attach the bottle opener on there. We'll attach the magnet on there, and then also I gotta attach the image that I'm gonna put on it. That's what I'm gonna do next. All right, so the image was just printed off of the computer, but it was reversed on the paper and just glued down with Mod Podge. I rolled it out with a little roller. Easy breezy. All right, guys, so So now we're gonna do some real crafty shit right now. So the graphic is stuck to the board, the paper, it's all sealed down, let it dry overnight. Now the trick is to get the paper off and leave the ink or the graphic on the wood. Yeah, just watch. All right, so the process is simple. You basically have glue, then you have your ink, and then you have your paper. You want to remove the paper and leave the ink on top of the glue. So take some water, go ahead and damp it up. It'll start absorbing. Pretty soon you'll start seeing the image kind of sort through there. And then you just start rubbing and the paper rolls away. I mean, it's a little too wet, you're gonna kind of pick up some glue. Be careful with that. But yeah, after a while you take your time and kind of let it dry. Dip your hands in water, and this is the result you get. It's pretty cool. Just a couple watch outs. Just be really patient. If you rub too hard, some of that ink's gonna come up with the paper. If it's too dry, you're gonna peel up some of the glue. So you gotta have just the right amount of water. All right, so the boards are all done. This was the Ford one. I got it patinaed as it's gonna get. I'm pretty happy with it. I might put a coat of matte finish over the whole thing to kind of tone down a little bit of the glossy from the glossy Mod Podge, which I should have used matte in the first place. But now it's time to add the hardware. So what I got is, I got this rusty colored, bronzy color, a bottle opener that's gonna go on the top. Simple screw in there, no thing. And then I bought some of these magnets. I'll put the links, I think, if I can find them, I'll put the links below on what I ordered these through Amazon. But I got the bigger ones. Mainly I got the bigger ones because my first thought was put the bottle cap opener on the top, and instead of trying to hide this and make it all stick to the wood, or the magic of sticking to the wood, which is a pretty cool idea, I'm not gonna lie, my thought was to just kind of screw this on here and give this a rusty patina to kind of balance from the top hardware to the bottom hardware. I might do one that way, but just for kicks, I want to kind of do the back and see if I can hide the magnet behind and have it stick to the wood. It's just a cool feature. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I don't even know what that tool is. I was watching on YouTube on another channel. They had this special cool little, it wasn't a spade bit, but it was a bit to bore holes. I don't have that. I think I don't have a spade bit that big. Plus I got the big magnets because originally I was gonna put them on the front. I wanted them to have some presence. So I'm gonna try using one of these generic hole saw. I got the Harbor Freight special kit, but I got this hole saw, which is big enough to go over that magnet. I'm gonna drill down from the back. So let's see how that looks. All right, so just my luck, knot right here. Now, knot's gonna go all the way through, and the thought was to just drill down enough and then maybe chisel it out. But there is no way I'm gonna be able to chisel that knot out, even if I cut around it. Let me check, maybe I'll do this one with the thing on, and I'll just rust this chrome out, make it look like it's rusty to match the top, and then maybe we'll do the Chevy one from the back, seeing how it doesn't have a knot. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so normally you would have to use this guide hole that would center the hole as you're drilling it down, but I can't do that because I don't want to drill all the way through. So I'm going to remove that and then just put on it without, which means it's going to be tricky to get this thing started, but it's on the back of the board, so not that big of a deal. You can kind of see how deep I'm going there, maybe. I'll just put a little mark. I think I'm right about there. tricky. So I went ahead and just used my drill press and got the saw cut, circle saw cut down into the wood, and just, it was pretty easy. This process works really well. Just use your chisel and start scraping out the excess wood. All right, so got it dug out. I went ahead and put the magnet in and started testing it, and realized this was just too weak, way too weak. Thinking, all right, probably need to get a little bit thinner, but I'm worried that I might chip through the board. So I go ahead and take a gamble, flip it over, and start digging out a little bit more. Being very careful. I don't want to dig and kind of splinter the wood up on top. Once I clean it out a little bit more, go ahead and put the magnet back in and try it again. Now, it's still not sticking. So I'm super frustrated at this point. Not sure exactly what I'm gonna do. Do I scrap the project? Do I add more magnets? I don't know. So I dig out even more, being even more careful not to poke through, and just kind of see what happens. So let's check this one out. Let's see if this works. Still not what I was expecting. It caught a little bit better, but still not good enough. So at this point, I decided to go ahead and just put on the hardware, and I'm thinking, oh, what am I gonna do now? I'll probably shelve the project for a while. And that's exactly what I did. I shelved the project, went back to the drawing board, or in this case, went back to YouTube and kind of reviewed more videos on what possibly I could have done wrong. And I discovered a lot of things. So throughout the rest of the week, I went out and I finished up the boards, made the needed adjustments necessary, and now I can show you how everything turned out. Just make some bottle openers. It'll be easy, they said. They weren't easy. I'm telling you, they were not easy. Well, first there was 3 things that we were demonstrating, right? We were demonstrating the paint process. That was easy. That turned out really good. We were demonstrating the Mod Podge process. That was fairly simple, and I learned how to do that pretty well. And then we were also demonstrating the magnet piece. So I had issues with all 3. The painting process. So that was actually worked really well. I've done something similar to that before. The one thing that I did not think about was doing the letters on the color. I went too dark on that green. So I ended up having to redo this board. And then when I redid the board, I went ahead and made the Mod Podge bigger. So that's why this logo looks a little bit bigger than these. I should have made the logos a little bit bigger. As far as the ink transfers, the amount of glue that you use, this one I used a little bit more glue, and you can kind of tell. But when you use a little bit too little glue, then you're gonna lose a little bit of your stamp. So you gotta get it just right. I think I got it just right on this one. So 3rd time's the charm with the Mod Podge. The most important part, bottle openers catching with the magnet. I mean, that's, how cool is that? That's the part where I had the trickiest, most difficult issue. So in the video, my original plan was to do something like this. You know, I seen all the magnetic ones, and there's some really cool ones out there. I said, I just want to do one with magnetics to catch the bottle caps. It's not about what type of wood you use for me. You know, some of the videos have some really nice alder wood and maple wood, and some really craftsman people making these things as simple projects, and they were simple for them. For me, I learned a lot because I didn't pay too much attention. I just said, oh, that looks simple, I'll just do it. So let me show you the issues that I had. One, and if you watch enough videos, the other YouTube videos, I'll put a link in the description of a couple of the really good ones that I wish I would have watched at the beginning, because I had to go back, watch more videos, try to figure out what wasn't working with these guys. But the main issue is I think I made them too big first, and I had the wrong magnets. I went with a bigger magnet, but it wasn't catching. So in the video you saw, it just was kind of weak. So what I ended up having to do was add some different, the earth magnets, which are a lot stronger for their size, which helps, but still not 100%. But then I also had to make it closer to the top because it just kept bypassing the magnet, and by putting the other magnet closer, it would keep it close to the board and come here. So that's my mistake number one, but I got it to work. Then I went with this guy here, and I thought, well, shoot, I'll just put the magnet on the outside. It'll be stronger, and it'll get that hardware balance that I was looking for. But the problem with this one is occasionally it drops and hits the top of this and bounces, or it's just too small because it's one magnet, and then it's also down too low. I didn't want it up here on the truck itself. So this one, we just went all out, and I just cut a big old hole right here. This is the lid of a one of my old vintage coffee cans I had left over from one of the other videos that I did on my cars and coffee bouquets, and put it in there, and I got five of those magnets there. That's the way to go. Big magnet. If you tuned into this video to learn how to do a magnetic bottle opener thing, strong, big magnets, closer to the top, the better. That's my tip. If I do any more of these, that's what I'm gonna look for. I might even go out and try to get some of those big speaker magnets. That would be good for something like this. But as I looked at them and they're all done, I actually like the way this looks for our rustic theme that we got going on. It just looks old truck. All right, now the big test. Let's see how they go. I watched a lot of videos. There's a lot of people not testing their magnet bottle openers. They just kind of put it on there because I have a feeling they don't work very well. So I work to try to get these to work, and I'm going to show you how well they work with the process that I put in place. Once again, if you're gonna build a magnetic bottle opener, watch a lot of videos, watch the people that act like they know what they're doing, or look like they know what they're doing. The test at the end is very important. If they're not showing you a test, or if there's kind of a picture and they're like stacking them off and everything else, they're cheating. I'm gonna do this real time. I'm gonna let you see how well each one of these processes work and let you decide. So it kind of sucks to do all the work and then it doesn't work. So truth be told, if I do any more bottle openers, I'm either gonna have a huge speaker magnet, and might try that because this one does work pretty good. I'll be honest, I've already tested it. Or I'm just gonna put something to catch them in, a jar, a can, or something like that. I mean, that works. So, all right, let's go. Chevy trucks. 1, 2, 3. See what happens? It hits it and bounces off. So if I move those down, 4, 5, 6, lost one. See, it doesn't work like those pictures that they're showing you. 7. What do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is number 10. All right. 8 out of 10. And that's actually a good one because I've done this a few times. Normally I get about 5 out of 10. Probably did better because I pushed those other ones down. All right, so this one, little surface area. Well, let's just go. See, that happens sometimes. 1, that's 2 bottle caps, sorry. 2, 3, 4. That doesn't look good. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 5 out of 10. That's about average for those two. I've done this a few times. And then finally this one. This one usually does a lot better. You hear it how strong that is. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's just keep going. 11. 11. Okay, so I got 11 out of that one. So I'm going to move those around a little bit. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. See what's happening? 18, 19, 20. So that's the way to go right there. Stronger magnets, bigger surface area, or closer, smaller, stronger magnets. All in all, they look cool. The theory's cool. I dig this one the best. I'm gonna switch all these because I don't want to get rid of anything or unreliable. Nothing worse than being unreliable. We all know that. We break down in your truck and it just pisses you off. So I don't want anybody drunk, pissed off because they have to bend over to pick up their bottle cap. There you have it. If you like this project, if you learned anything, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. More automotive, crafty, automobilia, whatever you want to. I don't even know what to brand my products with.